At Gallagher, they're always pushing boundaries in cattle ranching. And joining us is eShepherd's General Manager, Charles Liebergreen, and we appreciate the chance to stop by and visit a little bit about the significance about virtual fencing. And maybe for our audience, describe, what makes eShepherd's virtual fencing system so revolutionary in the industry as we know it today?
Thanks very much, Russell. We're very happy to be here as well. Virtual fencing is a relatively new technology for ranchers and farmers globally, actually, and it's required for a number of different reasons. One thing, I'm obviously a New Zealander. Coming to the United States, I've noticed that there's a variation in terms of the quality of fences, and for various reasons, some of those fences need to be replaced. Now, you can invest in rebuilding those fences again now, or you can invest in the most flexible fencing solution that there is, which is virtual fencing. And that's one great reason, but then there's a bunch of others around some of the headwinds that ranchers and farmers are facing today and why they need to invest in technology.
Well, it is some pretty cool technology indeed. Talk about some of the unique features of eShepherd's virtual fencing system.
eShepherd is unique in that it has a virtual line on the ground which is only 6 foot wide. So that means that the areas that we can fence can be very, very, very small, so potentially an acre or even less, and they can also be very intricate as well. Virtual fencing also enables things like rotational grazing, much better grass utilization and things like that, let alone the savings around labor, materials, and just time. There's a multitude of benefits that come along with virtual fencing.
Maybe talk a little bit about how eShepherd contributes to sustainability as well as animal welfare practices.
On the sustainability side, I think there's that's multifaceted. One great one is water quality and the protection of riparian areas. You might have a creek or a stream. Without virtual fencing or even without physical fencing, the cattle are in there, they're making a mess of those banks. The rancher themselves or maybe even an agency of some sort really want to protect those waterways and those banks. So being able to fence them off virtually is a great value proposition. And then even in terms of shifting fertility on the land without the need for physical fences, being able to concentrate animals in certain areas and move that fertility around the property rather than just continuous grazing, which I think has been proven to not be the most sustainable management solution. So it's very flexible.
Well, Charles, now that we've talked about the eShepherd virtual fencing system and talked about some of its unique benefits, let's show it off to the audience.
Sure. Thanks, Russell. So this is an ES1. In the United States, you often call it a collar. We call it a neckband. It has 2 large solar panels, one on either side. And they're charging a battery on the inside of the ES1 all the time as long as there's sun, and that battery and the device is going to last for 7 to 10 years. So it's a very long-lived device. It's going to be with ranchers for many, many years.
Well, let's wrap things up talking about how simple it really is to integrate eShepherd virtual fencing into an existing operation, and of course, the support that eShepherd and Gallagher provide.
In terms of an engagement with the eShepherd team, that's relatively easy. We have a bunch of people based out of Kansas City. The animals need to be trained for a very short amount of time, and the ranchers need to be trained, and they go through an onboarding process. We really like to understand what the customers want from the technology, what is their ranching situation, what do they want in terms of value. And then ultimately, it's really about the support team down in Kansas City. We have a number of customer success people, as well as other customers who are out there and willing to talk to new customers about their experiences. So we try to involve everyone in the family if we can.
Well, indeed, it's some very exciting technology. Again, pushing boundaries in cattle ranching. We've been visiting with Charles Liebergreen, the General Manager of eShepherd. And for more details, of course, you can always jump online and visit Gallagher.com.